Good evening, parents, families of second graders at Grace Chapel School. On behalf of our second grade teachers, myself, Ms. Cooper, Ms. Wilmoth, Ms. Hines, Ms. Clark, Ms. Leonard, we are all happy to teach your child each and every day, and want to bring you some informational slides that hopefully you find beneficial and you can refer to at any given time on the Grace Chapel website. Um, I will be going over important points that tell you what things that we are teaching as according to the Common Core curriculum. These are the standards and learning targets we teach consistently throughout the whole year. We actually, it's not just a separate thing of Common Core being curriculum. It is the North Carolina standard, and we teach different strategies how to solve the problems that make it part of the Common Core. First of all, for measurement, we teach them to measure by inches, feet, centimeter, meters. That's all standard and metric measurement. We teach them telling time to the 5 minutes. When they come to us from first grade, they should know how to tell a clock by the hour, such as 1 o'clock and 1:30 being to the half hour. And then in second grade, we are learning more about identifying the 5 minutes to the clock. So that would be like 1:35, 1:45. Solving problems with dollars and coins. This is the only way that we normally will get money in, and through our problem solving. So we appreciate any extra practice that you can give at home for money and telling time. Interpreting data, we have a short unit that we will teach how to analyze data by charts and pictographs, and then they will make their own. So when they come to us from first grade, they might have seen simple graphs, and then now they'll be able to make their own graphs, and then third grade analyze and answer even more questions for their test and so forth from here on out. Geometry, they know some shapes. They should know all 2D shapes: circle, square, rectangle, parallelogram, triangle. But then we talk more about the 3D shapes: spheres, triangular prism, rectangular prism, and all the 2D and 3D shapes are in our geometry units. With fractions, they come to us already knowing halves, thirds, and fourths will be taught in second grade. Place value up to 1,000 are the numbers that we are working on now, that they can represent a number and be able to add and subtract numbers up to 1,000. The 1 and 2-step problems are what we work on consistently each week. But now we're going more into the 2-step. We've been doing 1 step, now we're into 2 steps, such as flowers. If Lucy has 10 roses and 10 daisies, how many does she have when she puts 5 of the daisies in her vase? So that would be working out a 2-step problem there to add and subtract. Speaking of adding and subtraction, please practice with your child adding and subtraction flashcards, fluency games that might help them with their learning. Easy math problems to help them with the bigger math problems. These are manipulatives that we use in class: the clocks, plastic money, rulers, metric sticks, the yardsticks. We use cubes, place value blocks, color tiles, hundreds, charts, and number lines. We use the for our tools that we use to help with solving word problems and basic algorithm problems. We also use the error cards to represent the place value of numbers, and then base 10 blocks. As you see up here in the blue, that would show how to represent a number. The kids are familiar with these tools that will help them with their learning. There is a website that helps you at home with the virtual math manipulatives. As you can see, these are other ones. Our hundreds chart looks like this, and then they love using the hundreds chart. We have a 200s chart, and then there's a booklet that goes on up to 1,000 actually for those charts that they've had available in the classroom. We do use dice for games. If you have flashcards at home, that is always helpful. And then the cards. And let's go on to our next slide. These are ways for our problem solving, unpacking a problem and knowing the question, highlighting important details that we need to know. What are the numbers you're going to use in the addition or subtraction equation, and that they are writing that down to organize what they know. And it's always important to write down the equation and then use strategies of different ways to do this. They have learned this coming into second grade, and will continue this in third grade of how to organize their problems and show their work. We just can't accept just an answer anymore. We want to see how they are thinking their problems through. And some of these problem solving strategies, such as counting on, counting back, making tens, using a 9, plus 1 or minus 1 to get a number, using doubles, 6 plus 6, 4 plus 4, using doubles, adding or subtracting 1 to get an answer. And when you're practicing those at home, they may come up with that strategy that does help them. This is just a screen to show how we compose the number to put together 200 plus 600, 200 plus 60 plus 4 to get the number 264. Then when we use the word decomposing, that is breaking it apart into expanded form. Just remember, in computation, we do have to be flexible. Kids like to explore, and our students will use multiple strategies, and being patient with them and letting them show you how they get their answer is so important. We do in second grade start showing them algebraic equations such as this that might have a missing number in it. This is an addition toolbox. This screen is very important. If you wanted to pause the video, look at this addition toolbox that shows even how we use the number line, adding in chunks, decomposing the number, and then when we add on a hundreds board, we know that they're going to either add down by tens or they go across by ones when they add. And then when they subtract on a hundreds board, here's a good example that shows we will subtract by going up by 10 or going back to the left by 1 to subtract. This also shows an example of the open number line, decomposing a number. This one only shows the tens and ones, but when we start decomposing with the 3-digit numbers now in second semester, we include our 100s place value as well. This is an example used to show how there's 3 different strategies here. This one strategy is place value, how we can decompose from 145, we decompose 100 plus 40 plus 20 to get 160. Then we add our ones, 5 plus 3 to get 8. Therefore, 160 plus 8 equals 168. Keeping the first number whole, we keep the 145 whole to add 23 to get our unknown answer. We keep the 100 45 whole, add the 20 to get 165, and then 165 plus the 3 to get 168. So on the number line, you're actually going to, okay, I went back to give you the example of how we do the number line with a 3-digit number plus a 2-digit number. And then the same with subtraction. Here is an example of the place value, how we can how we would with the place value. 43, take away 25. We can break it apart. 43, then take away 20 would be 23. And then we think 23, take away 3 equals 20. And then take your 2. This is a landmark number. The 2 in the 5 to take away to get 18. Now this is using place value. Add to subtract. We actually, you can do a number line here where we would put right number to the left and the higher number on the right. When you add your jumps, 10 would be 35 plus 5 more is 40, and plus the 3 equals 18. These are more examples that you can do with your child, so you can come back to this screen and what you can do at home. So looking at this, parents, just reading every night. Read anything that interests your child. Practice telling time. Practice money and coins. Practice sight words. Those second grade word lists that came home. And if you need another copy of some kind of sight words, we'll be glad to provide you with any of this. And practice in addition and subtraction facts to 20, and then practice skip counting. So these are still important skills that are needed. And as we are in the 3-digit numbers in the second semester, that even skip counting by hundreds. Say if you start with 220, add 100, it'd be 320. 420, 520, so forth. So just little things like that help so much. And just always remember that there are games that are around, even with a deck of cards. There is the HMH math on the website that you can look at. And it has some resources down at the bottom. We will try to provide a short video with that, and send that out to you as second grader families. And here's a whole list of different things to do with the cards. I know we've talked about playing Go Fish. You can play Battle or War, even odd practice, ordering the numbers, playing I Spy, sums, finding pairs that add up to numbers close to 100, and so forth. Just remember, math rocks, and we thank you so much for taking time to listen tonight. And anytime, be sure to call us, send us a message if you still are unsure about anything, because communication is the key to success for our second graders. Thank you.